Mina turned $1,500 into over $100,000 per month Amazon FBA business. And we're gonna share his exact numbers, step by step, how he did it. And at the end of this video, we're gonna talk about one mistake he made that cost him over $200,000. So make sure you stay till the end because this video could save you a lot of money. At the end of this video, Mina and I did a full 1 hour long tutorial step by step on how you can start your own Amazon business. So make sure you also stay for that. And I should mention, we were supposed to film this video yesterday on a $1.3 million yacht that we rented for the day. But obviously we got a little bit busy having too much fun. And right now we're staying at a $6 million mansion in Puerto Rico. So hit the like button because Mina is taking time away from his vacation to make this video. So let's start off with how much money did you make from all your different Amazon FBA businesses last month?
So brands alone last month about around $140,000. 30% of that went to Amazon fees, FBA fees and that kind of stuff. 30% went to the cost of goods, so what I paid my manufacturer. Around 15% overall went towards PPC, Amazon PPC. And then there was a few other costs, obviously, like employees and management, stuff like that. But yeah, kind of left with around 25% in profit.
So at the end of the day, that's still tens of thousands of dollars of profit just from his Amazon FBA businesses last month. And we're going to talk about exactly how he was able to start with just $1,500 and do that. So let's break down what were the different costs associated with starting your Amazon business.
So the first thing that I did was I went to a designer and I asked her to create like a nice logo and label for me for my first product, Hydrolite. And that cost me around $275. Then I figured I needed a trademark. I don't know why I thought that I needed a trademark.
You don't need a trademark. It is helpful, but it's definitely an optional cost.
But I was learning everything through Google and searching stuff online, so I was just doing whatever. That was $450. The Amazon monthly membership to sell on Amazon was $40. I paid $80. I bought supplements from Amazon in bulk and mixed them at home to make like my first samples, which I would then test on myself and my friends to make sure that I had a good product, which was Hydrolite. My first production run cost me $500. It was 100 units of Hydrolite that I had a manufacturer do. It was actually the same manufacturer that supplied the bulk ingredients for me. I asked him if he could do a mix, and then he said, yeah, sure, we could do it. So it was $5 per bottle or per bag. Shipping from the manufacturer to Amazon was $100, about 10 cents per unit. Later on, to get my LLC, it was about $350. I did it through LegalZoom. And actually that came after the fact. After I opened up my Amazon account and started selling, I'm like, yeah, I probably need a business at this point. And then finally, my GS1 barcodes, I bought those for $250, and that's obviously very important because you need a barcode for your product. I recommend GS1 because they're like the most legitimate.
You can get them cheaper, but it's better just to go with GS1.
So in terms of like software, I didn't really use any software except Helium 10. I used the Helium 10 free plan. You could probably get a discount or something if you use a code. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of discounts out there, and I just used them to do a little bit of research and look at my competitors, but not really that much because I didn't know much about Amazon when I started.
And I'll link a video showing you how to do product research using Helium 10 for free up here and down below. So in total, it cost him around $1,900 to start, but some of those fees actually came after he'd started. It was really closer to $1,500 for him to start his first Amazon business. And this is about to get crazy. Let's break down your first year selling on Amazon, your revenue, profit, all that kind of stuff. How much did you make in revenue in your first year selling on Amazon?
Cool. So, obviously after I bought the 100 units, I sold them, then, bought 200, then 400, 800, and so on and so forth. So in the first year, I made around $252,000 in total revenue on Amazon. Out of that, was about 12,600 units. My product cost was $63,000 approximately. Amazon selling fees were around $37,000. Amazon FBA fees were around $41,000. Other Amazon fees were around $8,000. My PPC fees were $53,000. And my total profit that year was $48,000. On my first year selling on Amazon, it was enough to at least get me out of my job, pay my bills, and so I was happy.
So there's no excuse, no matter how much money you have, not to start an Amazon business. With just $1,500 in his first year, he was able to make $50,000 profit. Now Mina's been selling for about 2.5 years, and he's making over $20,000, $30,000 per month profit, which is a lot of money. Now, one thing that I love about Mina is he's completely open and honest about all the different companies he's selling on Amazon. So break it down. Share with us some of the different brands that you're selling on Amazon.
So the first one is my baby. It's MMA Nutrition. It was the one that I created an electrolyte powder so I can use as an MMA fighter, give my friends as MMA fighters. And, that one is, I would say, like, my favorite one and kind of like my biggest one. It's doing around $70,000 a month on Amazon. So the second one, I was approached by a friend who wanted to start a new supplement brand. It was called La Pura. We created a couple products on there, and we grew that brand, and then I ended up selling it for $500,000.
And this is an important thing to note, is that on Amazon, you can actually grow brands and sell them for a lot of money. When you quit your corporate job, you go from making whatever your salary was down to zero. That's not the same thing as with a business. When you grow a business and you walk away from it, if you do it right, you can make a lot of money.
Third one is something that I started with a friend, and it's a really cool play on supplements. It's actually a hangover cure, and my friend has a lot of connections in clubs and a lot of places where people are drinking, and we wanted to create something that would be tasty and delicious that you can mix with your alcohol, and it will not give you a hangover.
Another important thing I want to point out is once you find a formula that's working on Amazon, and for Mina, it's selling supplements, you can do it again and again and again. So find a way to make money online and then replicate it.
And honestly, that's a really good point, because I do not do anything outside of supplements. All I do is supplements. I love supplements, and I'm staying in that lane of supplements. There's so many shiny things out there that I can, make money. Travis is making money through YouTube and all this stuff, but I really want to stay focused on supplements because that's what my strong suit is and that's what my passion is. So the fourth one is a brand that I partnered with a supplement manufacturer on. It's not my actual existing manufacturer, but it's someone else who's manufacturing supplements that I met at a networking event, and they actually have a ton of products that they make for other people, and we wanted to just take some of those products and put our own branding and label on it and see how it would work on Amazon, and it's been pretty successful. It's obviously not something that's made millions or anything like that, but it was an easy way for him to add a lot of revenue and obviously for me to benefit from that.
And this is another important thing. You can partner with other people. You don't have to do this all on your own. Now, I will say, we're going to talk about a huge mistake that Mina made later that cost him over $200,000 in this area. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's talk about your fifth company. This is a really cool one that's just being launched right now.
So after I saw Travis, how he launched PNB on Kickstarter, I thought it would be an incredible idea to do a full case study on taking a product from scratch, launching it on Amazon, documenting the whole thing, and instead of putting my own money down, we would get it on Kickstarter so people would pre-buy the product before it's ever manufactured. I could take that money, pay my manufacturer, make the product, and then fulfill it to the people who bought it on Kickstarter, and then also start selling it on Amazon. So the Kickstarter money would fund my production run, and then make enough profit for me to reorder and grow that brand. So that last one is called Cognuro. It's a nootropic coffee alternative. It's a product that was a solution to a problem. A lot of people love coffee, but they hate the jitters and the bad sleep quality that they get from coffee and the addiction, obviously. So we wanted to create something that was as good as coffee, but a lot better.
And I call this the passion product formula. This is what I teach in my course, and Mina is a student in the course, the most successful student I think that we've had in the course. And if you're interested, I'll put a link down below to that. But one thing that Mina does really well is he creates products that he's actually passionate about. Because when you do that, you understand the customer so much better because you are the customer. Plus, you know exactly what the customer wants, so you can supply it to them. You know how to brand it. You know all that different stuff. Let's talk about your 4 biggest mistakes on Amazon FBA. And again, pay attention, because one of these mistakes cost him over $200,000. It's one of the most common mistakes I see people making in business. So let's start with your first big mistake on Amazon.
So my first biggest mistake on Amazon was not inspecting my products thoroughly enough. And I've seen so many, horror stories. Mine wasn't that bad, but actually my first 100 bags on Amazon, 60 out of the 100 exploded during shipping because I did not inspect the quality of the bags before letting them go to Amazon. And so I got a lot of negative reviews from that. I got a lot of refunds and returns from that. So that was my first kind of wake-up call, like, hey, you need to really inspect everything that goes to the customer, because the customer is not gonna have any mercy on you. And 10, 15 one-star reviews when you're first starting on Amazon is almost like a death sentence. My second biggest mistake was hiring friends and family. I hate to say this, guys, but your friends and family, you might save money, you might, give your friend or something an opportunity. It always fails, because when it's friends and family, they don't respect it as much as when you hire the best person out there. So your business is something that you need to treat with respect. You need to go out there, find the best person for that, project that you want, whether it's like, let's say it's graphic design, you have to go and find the best graphic designer. I hired my graphic designer, who was a friend, and guess what? After she made the first design for me, she bailed on me, she ghosted me, she stopped answering my texts, and I had to go, Fiverr, whatever, figure something out to like save my graphics, even though I was launching a week later on Amazon. So it was not a good situation to be in. I also hired a website designer. They took 8 months and they never completed the project, and they kept giving me excuse after excuse, and so that hurt me a lot as well.
And this mistake is very similar to the 4th mistake we're going to talk about, the one that cost him over $200,000. But first, let's talk about the third biggest mistake you made.
So the third biggest mistake I made was being cheap with certain things like my packaging, my design, hiring people from Fiverr, all of that stuff. Guys, you get what you pay for. Don't think that you can go on Fiverr, pay $20, $30, $50 for a logo or a brand or like packaging or whatever, and expect to have a 7-figure brand on Amazon, or even a multiple 6-figure brand on Amazon. Because if you're paying $20 for packaging, you're going to get $20 worth of packaging, which is really crappy packaging. No matter what they put on there in their portfolio, guys, most of it is a lie. They're using other people's work and just, using their friends to get a lot of reviews on Fiverr, and then you're left with the short end of the stick. So instead of wasting a lot of time and money, my mistake was I tried to be cheap with my listing images, and it hurt me. And the second that I started investing a lot of money in my listing images, it was only $250, but it made my listing way, way, way better. I used nolimitcreatives.com. You can use them, and they produce really good quality work, and my conversion rate skyrocketed, and it really improved my sales. My click-through rate was a lot better. So I highly recommend that you guys do not go cheap when it comes to stuff like that.
And that leads us into the $200,000 mistake that Mina made on Amazon FBA. What was that mistake?
So that mistake was partnering with the wrong people, and that came in the form of money and time. In total, with the money lost, I did all of the work, and then, I had to give out a lot of money because obviously there's a lot of legal paperwork involved, as well as I had to spend so much time and effort, time on the phone, time on the computer, time in meetings, all of this stuff with the wrong people. It did not pay out. So what I would say is please, 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 when you are partnering with someone, it's almost like you're getting married to someone. It's not like dating someone. It's like you are getting married to someone. So make sure that you date before you get married. Make sure that you are very, very confident in that person's abilities, and you understand how you guys work together before partnering with them, because it cost me a lot of time and money. And honestly, the money doesn't even matter. I made it back. It's the time that, that time I could have been putting all of my effort into MMA nutrition. I could have grown it way more than it is now. So that was one of my biggest regrets.
If you want to learn step-by-step how to start an Amazon FBA business like Mina did, we did a video right here. You can get absolutely for free by clicking right here. So click on that video, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.